Hello and welcome everybody to the Empower Hour with little old me, Molly C. Ennis. Thank you so much. I am so excited for today. I'm so excited to spend some time chitting and chatting with you all, discussing kind of the intention of the Empower Hour, some ideas I have, but also an introduction for myself, for my hopes and my dreams for where this can go, but also always keeping it open. We keep that door open for opportune. Nothing but potential right now. So we're going to get into it. I'm really thankful you're here. Thank you for being my first viewers. Thank you for joining with some good energy. Appreciate you. Mad love in the club. And now we're going to get into it. Thank you. So I think the only right way to start it off is share a little bit about myself, and then we'll get into what the Empower Hour is intended to be. So I am Molly. I use she, her pronouns, and I am born and raised Massachusetts. Very passionate about being from Massachusetts. Very passionate about the politics within Massachusetts. Yeah, I am. Very proud to be educated through public education from kindergarten to senior in high school, and then continued that public education as a college student, attending a public institution, a liberal arts college. If you know, you know. Go Bears. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. There isn't anything that is a part of my life that I'm not passionate about. You know what I mean? I feel very strongly about every stance I take, about every music I listen to, every art piece I purchase. I love it. When I went to college, I majored in communication studies and minored in women and gender studies. I had a concentration in my major, and that concentration was communication and culture. Communication and culture. For me, I wanted to go to college for the educational opportunity to engage in things that I care deeply about. I've always cared very, very deeply about women and gender studies, human rights. Oh, girl. Oh, don't get me started. We'll save all that good for an episode. We'll save all that. But I'm very, very passionate. And through all of the educational courses I took, I was constantly challenged. And that's something I really loved and appreciated about my educational journey, is that I was challenged. I was challenged as a white cisgender woman in America about what it means to have the privilege of a white person. And I expanded my knowledge and awareness on that significantly. But something I am very passionate about is the fact that... How many times can I say passion? Sorry. The fact that we have a ways to go. We are forever learners right here in this facility, in this space. In this space, you and I's space. We are forever learners. We want to continue that educational journey so we can become better aware. We can become better allies and better advocates through education. We can feel empowered to speak up because we know what we're speaking on when we have that educational opportunity. And so there are going to be times where maybe I don't take up a full hour of your time. And I want to encourage you, dare I say empower you, to spend that additional 15, 10 minutes. Girl, I ain't giving you much, but take some time to listen to some other very passionate, well-spoken, educated individuals speaking on maybe the topic that I bring up for the week. Or maybe you heard something that was like, that stuck with me. I'm going to research that a little bit more. I challenge and empower you to take this full hour, whether it be on the Thursday, on the weekend, girl, the next week, whenever it be, take the full hour to educate yourself. I'm fortunate if I get to be a part of that hour, but having that kind of prioritization for you, for your own personal development, you deserve it. Guess what? You deserve it. You deserve it. You're going to be a better community member because of it. You're going to be a more empathetic person because of it. That is what I would love to spread and share through this platform. This is my room, okay? I'm just in my bedroom. You're probably like, wow, it's not Halloween. I understand that. It's always Halloween for me. I guess I can share some fun facts too. I'm a spooky season gal. I love a scary movie. I love a good jump scare. I love it. Get the adrenaline going. I have traveled to Wee Wee Paris. I have traveled to New Orleans. That's about 7 years ago, actually, this week, that I went on that trip. And it was through my university, and it was a very life-changing, perspective-opening experience for me, because it was a week full of community service. It was through the Community Service Center at my college, and we worked with countless nonprofits throughout the city. And I remember one day we were working with a nonprofit organization who had us canvassing all throughout, and they specifically had us in the lower Ninth Ward. And I had the opportunity to be a part of a lot of conversations with people who survived Hurricane Katrina, with these people who have gone through so much and stay so resilient, so dedicated to their community in New Orleans. And I think that has stuck with me for the past 7 years. That trip was immensely impactful to me. And that's just one of my many stories that I would like to share, to give some exposure, to just spread all the goodness. I got it all in here. Let me get it out. I want you to have it. And I want you to share it with your friends. Share your own goodness. If anything, let's use this not only in this one space, let's start the conversation here, but be empowered in your real life. I'm not sure if you can hear the fire alarms from another apartment building, so I'm going to pause really quickly, and we'll be right back. We're back. Back like we never left. Because in your eyes, we never did. Should I do ASMR? I don't know. Stop. Let's do a podcast first. Let's see how this goes. And then we'll go from there. But I wanted to share a little bit more about myself, so you feel like you know. Your hostess with the mostess. That's me. And as we get to know each other, we'll learn more and more. And I can't wait to get to know your thoughts and feelings too. I'll be reading comments. Girl, I'll be reading comments. I'll be reading posts. If you tag me in something, I'm reading it. You know, I have a full-time job. This is very much a hobby that I really think I can really cook here. And so I finna cook. That's really it. End of the day. But now let's talk about what the Empower Hour is. Yes. What is this space? It is an intentional space for thought-out communication, dynamic conversations, for an opportunity for maybe me to interview somebody or somebody to speak in a passionate conversation about something they care about. When somebody speaks about something they care about, they have passion about, it is captivating in every way, shape, and form. And I'm very fortunate. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of folks who have such wonderful, impactful, empowering, what other words can I use? My dictionary. Magnanimous. Thanks, Miss Krantz. Magnanimous stories to be sharing that really allow others to listen, to understand, not respond. Jot that down. Listen to understand, not respond. It can help us grow that community empathy. Because I know for me, through my education, I was put in a lot of positions where I had to learn about what was going on outside of America. And learning about the lives of women and individuals outside of America and the horrifying things that are still going on, it gives me a bigger sense of feminism that is not just my white sister next door. No, mama. Just so we're clear, this space is all about intersectional feminism. Feminism should originally be intersectional. We'll talk about that. We'll get an episode there. But I specifically say intersectional, so every person, an individual, regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity, knows that this space is safe for them to be heard, validated, and accepted. I'm deeply passionate about human rights, and I think we can learn so much from each other. So maybe that is part of my intention with this space, is to elevate our understanding of other people's lived experiences so we can have better community empathy. We can be the change we want to see in the world. Be the change we want to see in the world. If I could put it simply, I'd put it like that. I can't put anything simply, so that's why I just rambled. But thanks for listening. As we continue on, so we talked a little bit about moi. We've talked a little bit about the space, the intention, the hope for it. We talked a little bit about, we talked a lot about anti-AI. Hey, cheers to it. And I think along with empowering and being able to speak about passions, I really want it to be an authentic space. I don't want no fraudulent. I never want to be paid for my words. There's only so many sponsorships I'd even be willing to take. I'll list them now, just so we all know. Dunkin' Donuts. Hell yeah. You just see the drop with Megan Thee Stallion? I still haven't tried a protein shake, but I will, Megan. Megan, I will. I love you, Megan. Dunkin' Donuts. Call me anytime. Finch? Finch the self-care app. This is my Finch. IRL. With a little Blue Bear costume on him. His name is Boo Bowie. Finch, self-care app. If you're like, Molly, you're weird, look it up. And then take care of yourself. Build some healthy habits. Yeah. I do think those are the only two that I immediately was like, I'm behind that. I could get behind a sponsorship by Dunkin's or Finch. That's all. Thank you. But let's keep on chitting. Let's keep on chatting. So, I'm going to try to post every Thursday during the day, maybe. Some evenings. Time-wise, I can't commit to a time. I can't say, like, every Thursday at 7 you'll see an episode. We're not there yet. We're lucky this is coming out on the day I said. Just kidding. So we talked a little bit about me. We talked a little bit about we in this space and the hope and the intention here. But there are two things I wanted to add to that, which is authenticity and accountability. Because they are crucial in any and all spaces, not even just this one, not even just podcasting. But I think being able to be authentic, to feel confident as yourself, present as yourself, be happy with yourself and your identity is important. And I will always encourage people to be authentic with themselves, but it's important that I lead by example. If I'm going to be on here preaching, gotta lead by example. And so I will always be very real. I will always speak how I feel. I will never... It's the ickiest thing in the world to be a sellout of your morals and values for a check. I would have rather not. Never, ever, ever. And also, with that, I think the accountability part is huge. I have learned so many lessons through my life because I'm open to being held accountable. I am always willing to reflect on my impact, regardless of my own intention with it. If my impact was not what I meant, how can I be better so I never make the same mistake again? I'm very fortunate that I have friends and family who are willing to hold me accountable and challenge me in my thoughts. Love it. Keeps me on my toes. Also keeps me correct. Those types of things are a privilege to have, and I don't think a lot of people understand how much of a blessing it is to have people who know that you can be better than how you're being, and they want you to be better. That's beautiful, and I'm so deeply thankful for the many, many friends, families, teachers, everybody I've ever had who has challenged me. I feel very comfortable taking accountability in any faction because of them, and I'll always hold myself accountable for anything that I say, do, I either need to stand on it or learn from it. Wow, that has a lot of caveats that would be playing in there. So I'm going to stop with that combo. Boop, I put a period on it. And we're going to keep on moving along in our chit chat here. I think something I really also wanted to highlight, to talk about, is culture. And it is a lot of phrases I say and things I say. I'm very aware that a lot of our culture and society and the things that we find funny originate and deserve credit from particularly Black community and queer communities. There are a lot of like spilling the tea, saying it with your chest, originates from queer and Black communities. And I originally thought say it with your chest would be a great name for this, but that comes from AAVE language, and I am not here to appropriate. And so, with this page, it is also my goal and hope to always be aware, to grow my own awareness around different communities, different cultures, around where things originate, so that I can be better about giving credit where credit is due, and encourage us all to do that. I empower us. I need to start using the title. I empower us. Be the change we want to see in the world. I don't like that the world doesn't give credit to the Black and queer communities and the individuals who create the dance trends on TikTok and the funny audios that we all enjoy and we all are doing lip syncs on and all these different things. Like, there's so many people who do not know the original creator because it's not a good habit that we have right now to give credit where credit is due. So how can I be the change I want to see in the world? By doing that. By when I post a beautiful Pinterest collage, I put the creator's name down so you can look at their specific page to look at more of their creations. If I am to mention and shout out a brand or a company or an Instagram page or whatever, it would be right for me to tag them, give them that exposure and credit. It ain't hard. Nobody does anything just themselves and just floats to the top. We all need each other. And I think I want to build community. I want to build community online that is positive, well-intended, that is for progressive opportunities. I live in America, so very specific there. But if I could influence worldwide, first, that's a big goal. That's whoa. That's crazy. I would pass out. But as the scale grows, that's a manifestation, that's a hope, that's a goal, that's a beautiful opportunity to be able to feel like you're making that bigger impact that I feel called to make, and I want to try it. And, I think I thought I would have a job where I was directly working into the communities, directly doing things, and I don't have that right now. And that's okay. Girl, that's okay. It's part of the journey. But there's potential for that in my future. There's potential for so much in the future. Hello, that's the beauty of the future. Potential. And I think, too, I just didn't want to wait anymore. I wanted to create my own space on my own terms, on my own timeline. And I think I'm going to really learn a lot from this, but also really love the heck out of it. And I have received support and love from people all around me that are close and personal to me, and that means so much. Your encouragement makes me believe in myself. It helps me believe in myself because I got to do the other half, I got to also self-work on that. But I do believe in the intention here of this space, and I'm very, very excited to see what could happen, to see where we could go, to see who we could have conversation with. I'm excited, I'm hopeful that this will just be the start of a wonderful outlet for myself, a wonderful space you can come to and enjoy, maybe giggle a little, maybe feel educated a little, maybe feel connected to others with how you're feeling about something, being like, I never knew other people felt that way. You are heard. You're valid. And let's talk about it. And I think a big thing I always am very realistic, or I try to be very realistic with, is I cannot control other people's reaction. I can really only control my own. And so when I'm in a position where I'm learning, I often think that of what do I have control over now that I have this knowledge that I can go forward doing? Is it something as simple as watching a TED Talk to continue that education? Or is it something as large as planning a community event? Collaborating with those around you to facilitate a protest, to facilitate a food drive. I'm going to speak very highly of my mother often because she is my role model and how I want to be impactful within my community. Always will be, always has been. Shout out. Shout out, Mom. Love ya. But she, when he who shall not be named, yucca. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, we're on the same page. When he who should not be named cut funding for SNAP benefits. Cannot even fathom that happened, and let me stop. I gotta stop myself. My mom just took the time to coordinate amongst the community, give them a call to action to donate non-perishables, and then the Boy Scouts came and picked it up from the surrounding area. And guess what? They got a lot. I think a lot of people just feel lost and need a call to action. And that's where a lot of natural leaders, such as my mother, really come into play and are so important to our communities. And I think that is something I would like to be able to do, is take my leadership skills and expand them to more and more people. If I can lead in uncomfortable conversations, if I can lead in accountability and authenticity, if I can lead by example, I think that is always something that's in the back of my mind as I have been a leader growing up. That's always been a big part of my identity. It's a huge responsibility, and I'm very fortunate that my mom did not hold back in teaching me how important of a responsibility that is, and how it really can define how you are to others is how you show up. How you are to others is defined by how you show up. Gag it. Consider me gagged. Consider us gagged. Sorry. But I do want to wrap this up. I will not be taking your full hour. Just for today. Consider yourself lucky. But I really want to empower you to tap into your creative side for the next, I believe, 30 minutes. And really do something that fills your cup, that makes you feel good. It can be as simple as painting your nails. It can be as big as making yourself your favorite dinner, or going out for your favorite dessert, whichever. It can also look, let me try to get away from gender stereotypes. See, I'm consciously doing that. It can look like journaling. It can look like listening to your favorite music and dancing it out. That's personally what I like to do. If I got some energy I gotta get out, turn on the idols and let me rock. Let me rock. I realized also I didn't share a lot about myself. I'll be a mystery. I shared a little bit, a lot of my thoughts, but like facts about me, you don't need that. I will say, for those that can clock it, I'm a Cancer Sun, Virgo Moon, and Pisces Rising. I have a little dog, Bella, who's the best. She can't be a guest, unfortunately, because the barking would I don't think that's like podcast vibes. That's a stupid joke. But she'll be here some point. She's not in my room right now, so she's not here. But maybe if you're lucky and you stick around, you'll meet her next time. But did you plan to have a guest for the next episode? Gag it, clock it, gag it. Oh my god. I'm so excited. I'm just very thankful for you taking the time to hear me in my opening episode. I really wanted this to just be a space to share my thoughts and feelings on where I want this to go, as well as a little bit about myself. To kick it off, to give it that boom, we are in the space, we are on YouTube, we are on Spotify, we are on Instagram. I don't know how to upload to Apple. We'll figure it out. And I'm excited. How many times can I say that? I don't know. Endlessly. But thank you for listening. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. Take some time to do something creative that fills your cup. Do something expressive to fill your cup. I empower you. Thanks for hanging out with the Empower Hour with Molly Sianis. We'll see you next week. Bye. Love ya.